Kanu's way, and De Huey's right out of the centre. It's Kanu, what's he going to do? Oh! Can you believe it?
What do you think your team will be for Saturday? So for the Norwich game?
I think we're going to be a bit conservative in terms of injuries, so I don't expect Smith Rowe will play. I think we'll maybe let him rest up a little bit.
Yeah.
If Tomiyasu hasn't trained properly, I don't think we'll start him. Yeah. If Lokonga has any sort of question mark, I'm not sure we'll start him, even though I think we should. But I'd like to see Lokonga and Partey in midfield. I think they'll be nice to as a partnership, and I think this could really stake a claim for Lokonga to play the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Xhaka's now out for the next 3 games, and I appreciate that a lot of Arsenal fans and Arteta have said that Xhaka's really important to the squad. But if Lokonga comes in, and he's played well against Chelsea, he's played well against Brentford, and if we beat Norwich comfortably, and we beat Spurs comfortably, and we beat Burnley comfortably, not in that order, we played Burnley before Spurs, but if we do that and Lokonga doesn't do anything wrong, you can't take him out of the team, and you're not going to take Thomas Partey out of the team. He's our best player. So this is a real opportunity for Lokonga to stake a claim for at least the remainder of the season, or at least until January if we do opt to sign a midfielder. I think Chambers will play at right back, but given the way that the transfer window ended and Maitland-Niles was promised something to make him happy to stay, I feel like we should at least honour that. And I think against Norwich, it's a type of game that you can get away with him playing at right back, even though he's been better as sort of when we've had this hybrid 3-4-3 and he's able to move into midfield comfortably instead of like a back 4. I think I'd like to see him play. I think Ben White and Gabriel, it would be great to see them together. Tierney, I think, will play. And then the front 4, Pepe, Saka, I think they pick themselves, especially if Smith Rowe's not playing. I think the problem for us is going to be the balance. And I think me and you maybe have differing opinions here, in that if you're playing Aubameyang up front, he can't, in my mind, he can't be the only goal threat. Yeah. And I know we looked good last season with Saka, Smith Rowe and Ødegaard behind the striker.
Yeah.
But if Aubameyang has a bad game, or he's being double, triple teamed, and there's not really any other shooters on the pitch apart from him, we could be in trouble. And every sort of sign so far doesn't show me that Aubameyang's back just yet. I know that you would probably play Saka and Smith Rowe with Ødegaard at any particular time, maybe, but for me, I think you have to have, if you're going to have Aubameyang on the pitch, you need another goal threat, whether it's Pepe, whether it's Martinelli, or if you're going to play Lacazette, so be it. But I don't know. Well, what about you? What do you see happening? Do you think that Arteta can play it conservative? If Smith Rowe is 75%, should he play? Because at the end of the day, these results now kind of, you're relying on these for your job.
I mean, it's difficult because if Smith Rowe hasn't trained, then there's no point in him playing. So, like, I wouldn't throw him in without any kind of caution. Like, he needs to basically train. If he's ill, he's ill. Like, don't risk him. Like, we have enough attacking talent who can cover his role. We have Ødegaard now. It's not like at the start of the season when we didn't have Ødegaard, and if Smith Rowe went down, we would literally be playing Willian at 10 or Lacazette at 10.
Probably, yeah.
So, I mean, I think I agree with you in terms of pretty much everywhere on the park. I would like to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles play at right back. I think many people forget that when Arteta actually came in, Maitland-Niles was actually his first choice right back. He actually played a lot of the games, and I think he played this hybrid. We was tucking in basically in midfield, and it was basically, I think it was like a 3-3-5 or something like that. I don't know exactly, but like Xhaka was left centre back, and Maitland-Niles would go into midfield with, I think it was like Torreira and Xhaka at the time. Torreira and someone else.
I think the problem is I don't know if it was maybe before we switched systems. Socrates, I remember Arteta played Socrates at right back a lot, and
he did.
that was a little bit of a concern when you had someone like Maitland-Niles there. So
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't think Maitland-Niles will play. I would like to see him play because I think he's actually, and I think we've had discussions about this before on Twitter in terms of like, I think Maitland-Niles, if he actually just buckled down and accepted that he's a pretty good right back, he could make it at Arsenal under the right system, under the right coach. But I just don't think he wants to be a right back, which is completely fair. I think he might go the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain route in terms of like trying to pick a worse position than he actually is.
Yeah,
and I think the rest of the squad basically picks himself. White and Gabriel as centre back, Tierney at left back, Partey and Sambi. I know Partey's just come back from he was out for a month sort of thing, injury, but I mean he's trained all week. Like surely he's ready from the start. And I mean,
fingers crossed.
If you don't start him, I don't know what midfield you can do. What would it be? El Nenny's injured, so Xhaka's suspended. So what would it be? Maitland-Niles and Sambi in midfield. Like it's not really inspiring unless you do Sambi and Odegaard, and even then, like that's a real risk. So
yeah, for sure,
it is difficult. And then the front four, and again, like. Yeah, we had discussions about this. I like the front four balance with the three technical players, Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe behind Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Just because I think Saka and Smith Rowe, they can get more goals. And if you ask Saka to be the extra goal scorer, so if you're playing two creators and two goal scorers, if you ask Saka to be that extra goal scorer, I think he can do it, because I think Saka's a cheat code of a player, really. Like you ask him to do any role and he'll do it. He's
good enough to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously Aubameyang up front, but I don't think Smith Rowe will start, so I think it'll be Pepe, Odegaard, Saka, and then Aubameyang up front. And I do worry about if Arteta does any kind of wacky surprise, but I think but I think like the team picks itself, like really, like you have your team now. Like we said earlier, you've got your players now. Like you have your squad, and like I think 10 out of the 11 players I just named, he's either given a new contract to, or like he signed. So he has no excuse here. Like play your team, show that you've got a good team and you can play good football. Win the game. That's all I ask from this weekend, is to win the game. Like and win it.
Don't we?
Yeah, we have to win the game. Like if you do not win that game, the pressure is going to be like mental. Like you will get booed again for the final whistle.
I'm going to the game against Norwich. And
lucky you.
Well, you say that until we lose. But I don't know. If we don't win that game, I'm not sure what the atmosphere is going to be like in that stadium at all.
Yeah, like I think if we don't win that game, there will be, because I was at the Chelsea game and the atmosphere, like I was sat next to a guy, and like obviously the atmosphere was really nice in terms of like the fans were back in the team.
Yeah.
But as soon as we went 1-0 down, you had those like Arsenal fans who were complaining, and obviously they're completely justified to complain. But like you can sense like it was just like a bit of like sombering feeling. It was just like, this is where we are. Like, and you have to beat Norwich. Like I think people are willing to look past some results at the start of the season. If you go on a run now, you have to start on Saturday, and there's no excuse for that anymore. Like if he loses on Saturday, or even if he draws, like he's in real deep trouble.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that, and I think that's probably a decent note to end it on. But in terms of Arsenal, if we don't win against Norwich, at least we've got the women's team who are doing pretty well. We won 7-0 on aggregate today to make sure everything is all good and qualified for the Champions League. So
Yeah, Miedemar 100 goals for Arsenal. So
She's the
that's-
greatest.
Yeah.
She could play in front of Saka, Smith Rowe, and Ødegaard, and probably finish top scorer in the Premier League. She's that good, man. She's fantastic. So
yeah, like I think a lot of people have compared us to like Robin van Persie in terms of a play style, and you can definitely see it. So it was a real encouraging win, and obviously we're in Champions League group stages now. So, and obviously Arsenal men's are not going to be in the Champions League for a long time. So enjoy the Champions League, and in the women's game we've actually won the Champions League. So
we're probably the biggest English women's team there are. So
yeah, exactly. So enjoy that. Like if you want to forget the men, like just go to the women. But that's probably a good note to end the episode on. So Wayne, thank you for joining me.
That's all right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward. I was going to say I'm looking forward to the Norwich review, but maybe I'm not, depending on how it goes. But thanks everyone for listening. Obviously, if you're new, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channels and stuff. So thank you for having me, and hopefully we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, let's do it. And for the rest of you, thank you again. And until next time, come on, you Gunners.